It's a new month. We got a new opener. And boy, what an opener it is. Good God. Yes. What is good, my people? Welcome back to Welcome back to Computer Music Academy's weekly homework podcast. I am your host, Tasherre Risay. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Welcome to week 215 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Shout out to my man, Agent Smith 78 for that intro. Using that for the entire month of October. Then moving on to something else. Shout out to the packed house in here tonight. Welcome one, welcome all. If you are live and in attendance, please hit the shout out list by typing !shout into the chat, and you would definitely get your shout out before the end of the night. However, let's holler at who we got in here right now. Silver Spoon, Agent Smith 78, QB Quentin Barrett just checked in. Jelani Beats is in here. Kane is in here. DJ Promo, Silent Money Productions, aka Paul Napier the second. Who else, man? RTO Beats. If I did not shout you out already, BS Filter. Good God, Gamma Pods, DJ D, man, good Lord. Terradome is in the building, Dre Bach, my wife Samaya, No One You Know, Gyros, good God. The guest list is off the hook tonight. Welcome. And to Jason Barnes, shout out to you. It's just !shout. Don't need shout out. But yeah, welcome. Gage is in the house as well. My bad. He was in here very early. So welcome to our latest, our newest, our continuation of the weekly homework podcast. And it's the last quarter of the year. So you know that's when we get into our bag of all the craziness. And it's going to be a hell of a finisher to the year. Trust me. With that said, what are we doing? All right. Episode 215. We're back. We're here. We're on the air. We're live. And we're just doing what we like. It's that simple. Let's just keep it simple. The one thing I do like about the Do What You Likes, because we have assignments, normally around 40 assignments per year. We're having a little less this year because we missed some time. But we normally do 40 assignments, 40 podcasts per year. And it's always a challenge. It's always this. It's always that. Don't do this, do that, use this, blah, blah, blah. And it's always good to just relax and let somebody create a track based off of a skill they may have learned, be it with CMA or not, or, you know, whatever. It's just, you get to see how people develop on their own aside from the actual restrictions and instructions and rules and stuff like that. So we actually have 10 submissions tonight. I think it's going to be a pretty damn good show. Let's kick things off as we normally do with our guy representing Zurich. Ladies and gentlemen, XZ Beats. So, people who have watched the podcast, we got a number of new people that's hanging out with us in the chat. So welcome. And shout out to you. If this is the first time you've ever watched this podcast, we greatly appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up if you like. Subscribe to the channel if you like. We are here every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. EST. Now, that being said, many people who have watched this program have heard me say this before. When I was still out performing and rapping, touring and whatnot, there was plenty of times that I got put on as the opener. And my philosophy was, I'm going to take your crowd home with me. You may not know me now, but you're going to know who I am by the time I get off stage. And I love XZ knowing that he's most likely going to open. He comes in and he tears it down on a very regular basis. That being said, whoo, boy, this was crazy. He says, all produced organically. Hope y'all enjoy XZ. The funny part about this joint is, I think it was Obsidian Blue that said that. I could be wrong. Shout out to him. That said, this got dope very quick. Like, yeah, it did. What's so dope is, like, we've talked about misdirection. About it starts one way or it's going in one particular way, and then it completely shoots off into this other direction. I think this happened the same way here. With that intro where it was very quiet and you really didn't get a lot for a good 15 seconds until it had a nice little build up, and then it kicks in around the 25-second mark. That's when the beat kicks in. And once the beat kicks in, you could be, folding some clothes, washing dishes, whatever. But when that beat kicks in, it's like, what? You instantly wake up. It's like, hello. Everything about this joint, all the sounds he used, and as he said, he played everything organically, was dope. Bass, drums, drum sounds that he picked, everything was just on point. The keys, boom, 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 boom. That's the first part, and you get to the second part where it really begins to pick up as far as different stuff that's happening with other instruments coming in. Some dynamics and effects popping. And then around the 2:15, it's already incredibly dope. Everyone is enjoying themselves. I'm enjoying myself. And then 2:15 comes in, and this dude basically goes into D&B, drum and bass. It's still at the same tempo. It hasn't changed. And I've spoke on that before with that double time trick. You can get stuff like this done with that. This was incredibly dope, XZ. Nothing but love. Good God. Thank you for that, man. Props. That's how you kick off a show, though. That's how you do it. Let's go over here and holler at my man representing the DMV. It's a couple weeks he took off, but now he's back. Let's see what he's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, Joey. Bruh. Hey. Yeah. Okay, Joey. Okay, Joey. I see you. Bruh. Hello, just turning in my assignment. I haven't been in for a couple of weeks, and the reason is I had beat block, and I'm sorry. I don't apologize for that. Just work through. The samples used is from Flavors Volume 2 by Hello Samples. Here it is, and I hope you enjoy. There's a few people on a mission this year, and we'll get to them as we get through the show. But Joey, I honestly believe Joey is one of them. Joey has really experimented. I feel he's done a lot to get out of the box because Joey has, I guess you could say Joey has a style. He does. But what we've known of him for the last couple of years, he's tried to get away from and evolve a little bit more this year. This will be year 3 from him. Yeah. So this right here is really dope. I love the choice of the 808 stuff. I really do. The 808 kit with these synth sounds and synth basses and pads, keys and stuff like that, really dope. All of it fit together. It was nice and chill, nice and groovy. Real talk. No hippie. But I like how it came in. I like the initial, I guess, 8 bars or so. And then it actually went into, I guess, what would be the verse where people would sing or rap. The cool thing about that is, even if it wasn't for that purpose, it's dope because it's almost like it almost serves the purpose of a bridge or a breakdown. The way that he used it, where he took some of the stuff up top off and it had the drums and it just had the chords where they were breaking down or playing in a different manner. And then to bring it all back, I want to say it's around the 120, played that out, did a nice little breakdown. Then at the 150, right before 150, I don't know if he played it live, it doesn't matter. He did something very similar to XZ where the drums were doing something completely different, almost at a halftime. And it worked perfectly. Like, I'm loving what you're doing, Joey. Hey, man, we all get beat block. Lord knows I've had it, and I'm working through some stuff right now. But, man, when you get to playing around with stuff like this is when you do really great. You get really great results. Bravo, my dude. Thank you for that. That was crazy. My man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go on over here. Let's head out to the Midwest. Holla at our guy, our new brother, who's really been coming through. He has. Eager to see what he's doing this week. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Napier II. Look, man. Look, man. You can't be having like dope beats and then another dope beat and this incredible build up, and then you just drop it. It just ends. Like, word. That's what we doing right now. Word, P. Word. This guy, dog. Bruh. See what happened when you let people go. Woo, this was nuts. Okay, so it had a nice, very nice intro. And beat kicks in, I don't know, about the 15-second mark. And it sounded real nice and crispy. Around the 40, it got very cinematic, very orchestral. Boy, that took it from here to here. Real talk. It was already like a 4. And on a scale of 5, it was already like a 4. And that put it at like a 5.5. Yo, that was crazy. And then, insult to injury, this dude brings in a completely different beat. It's no breakdown, transition. It's just simply like straight to the next one. That kicks in, and that just raises the bar even more. Like, whoa. Hey, man, for the rest of the members of CMA, P's here. He's here. If you haven't been paying attention to him, you might want to keep an eye out. Because P is here. Whoo. Good stuff, man. Good God. Who we got in here, man? Who checked in? Afterlife is in the house. Good God. That was crazy. Who else did I see come in? I knew I saw somebody else come through the door. Netmaker. What up, man? Played you in the pre-show. Gemini 4D. BS filter if I did not shout you out in the beginning. Promo in the building. Man, listen. Let's get it cracking, man. Let's keep it going. Let's go holler at this guy right here. One of our light-skinned brothers. We love him dearly. Let's see what he's doing this week. Ladies and gentlemen, Gyros.
Hold up, wait up, don't you see the problem? People stand around waiting for someone else to solve them. Maybe I'm just teasing, yeah, I'm just playing. Yeah, I know the season, we all got our reasons. The facts and the lies, the riddles in the skies. The look in his eyes says he tells you straight lies. All of your strength and all of the weakness, all your damn talking, all of the tears. The truth lies somewhere down in the streets, between the broken glass and the broken dreams. Yeah, down in the gutter where the wino sings. The truth is washed away with your hopes and your dreams. And the lies that them tell you on your Samsung screen are the same that them give to the pastors and police. Yet them still wear a badge 7 days a week. The cards are stacked, but we must find our freedom. Show me the way up out of this space. I can no longer take it. Someone else's. Show me the way up out of this space. I cannot stand to face it. Someone else's. Shut up your face, yeah, quiet on the set. Make me some space, yeah, quiet on the set. Which are your fears? Turn off the light, lock all the exits. Someone else's problems. Crush you, bless you. I know you have an issue. Hold up there, son. Let me hand you a tissue. Dry your tears and dry your eyes. Not a single one of us gets out of here alive. The stunts and the jives and the bees in the hive. Sun's in your eyes and you just want to die. Some of them kill and some just sting. Some sit back and just watch you bleed. As you are faced with all the waste that you caused in the place and you fade from existence. How you won't face when you take your place. Life was is just a waste and you're someone else's problem. Lies that them tell you on your Samsung screen are the same that them give to the pastors and police. Yet them still wear a badge 7 days a week. The cards are stacked, but we must find our freedom. Hope be the way up out of this space. I can no longer take it. Someone else's. Show me the way up out of this space. I cannot stand to face it. Someone else's. Shut up your face, yeah, quiet on the set. Make me some space, yeah, quiet on the set. Which are your fears? Turn off the light, block all the exits. Someone else's problem. Someone else's problem.
Before I go any further, let me just give some major props to Jayo, okay? As I said, Ja's one of our light-skinned brothers. He's white, okay? Ja is also of a certain age, and I gotta give him props when he for him doing what he does in general and being around us and whatnot, and participating on a regular basis. But then when this dude, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember him correctly, he's only rapped like a few times. This is the second time he's turned something in where he rapped over. And it's dope. Really dope. This is nasty. I like this Ja. And before I even get into the track itself, I want to say Ja has stuff out now on streaming services. Ja Rule's Pon the Wall, Pondawall. I believe that's the name of it. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. Go check that joint out. And there's a video for it as well. Go check that joint out. Please support my peeps. I would greatly appreciate that. Now, this track is crazy. I love the beat. I love the tone and the dirtiness somewhat of the beat. I love the subject matter in which he's rapping. You know, we don't rap too often, but I like when people, you know, take those kind of chances or risks or whatever, especially on a Do What You Like. This was dope. I was really feeling, because I know the kind of dude that Ja is. I know how he is as a man, a father, musician. I know where he is, and I really appreciate that from him. The subject matter, the way he actually approached the track and delivered the lyrics, dope. That's coming from a fellow MC. That's coming from an MC who was doing it for a very long time. I'll say that. The music, really love how everything fit together. I've seen people rap over beats that just don't make sense. Like what they're talking about doesn't fit the feel of the beat and so on. This is all inclusive. It all works perfectly, Ja. And all I got is this, dog. Bravo. That's real. That's really, really dope right there. Hope this didn't offend everybody. The beat was started in Machine, used mostly samples and Serato sample, added a violin, bass, and effects, tracking vocals, mixing, and arranging was done in Reaper. Hope everybody is well. Bravo, dog. Bravo. Bravo. That was nice. Very nice, Ja. My man. Hey, nothing but love for that. Good stuff, sir. Whew. And the train continues. We had a little bass in that one. You know we about to get some bass in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, no one you know.
Ain't nothing like grandma's dreams. Ain't nothing like grandma's dreams. Ain't nothing like grandma's dreams. Ain't nothing like grandma's dreams.
I'm going to steal this quote from QB. Shout out to my man Quentin Barrett. He said, dude brought a whole choir. Woo! No one is out here, bruh. He says this September, my grandmother would have been 105 years old. When I ran across Ann Peoples' grandma's hands, I had to dedicate it to all the grandmothers. Hashtag we are CMA. Bravo, dog. And rest in peace, grandma. Yo. The chop job. Okay, look. We know what no one is going to do on drums. Drums are going to hit. They're going to be 808. There's going to be some 808 bass or some kind of sub. We already know what's happening on the drums. We don't even need to talk about the drums. Drums are going to be the drums when it comes to no one. All right. I don't know. Now, let me step back for a second. I think it was in Who Am I last year. No one said, okay, for anyone that has never seen that particular assignment or any assignment that, podcast before. Who Am I? We've done it a couple of times now, where is people in the community try to emulate someone else's style. And, of course, people in the chat, people listening, try to figure out who it is. So last year, I believe it was, probably around this time, no one went after he emulated Jelani Beats. And he said, I think something along the lines of he believes Jelani has the best chop game at CMA. Props to that. I've noticed in that time that the level of chop from no one has done this. It has. It's just gotten better and better and better and more chops per song and so on. So I said that to say all of this. You know what you're going to get when it comes to drum programming and drum sounds with no one. You know what you're going to get as far as bass when it comes to no one. The chop job on this one in particular, excellent work, Doug. And I love the sample you used. I love the dedication to your grandmother and just overall killing it. Bravo, Doug. Yeah. Thank you, no one. Crazy. That was crazy, yo. All right. We're here now. Let's go holler at our guy on the far east side, representing Beijing. Ladies and gentlemen, Student. He let it play out like a record played out. Ooh, fire. Wow. Shout out to Student. Before I forget. Shout out to Student. He just put out a brand new project a few days ago. Step Into the Classroom Volume 2. Dope. Very dope. I just put a link in the chat to our releases page on Computer Music Academy. Go through that to get to anyone who has released projects through CMA, Student included. This is a beat I made a few days ago, which is also one of the tracks on my new project. Shout out to Black Math because I tried to make my own groove like he did as usual. Hope y'all enjoy it. Hashtag I learn. Hashtag step into the classroom. Hashtag we are CMA. And I get the shout out to Black Math. Shout out to Black Math. Shout out to Black Math any damn day. I freaking hate your guts. I know you're watching, but I love you. I get the Black Math shout out / reference because when you listen to this joint, there's a little sloppiness to it. Like he lets the sample play a little bit and it gets off beat, but then it comes right back in and it's on point. That's dope. I love the sample that he chopped is very dope. How he chopped it, very dope. Drums, kind of lazy, a little sloppy. Well, not lazy, a little sloppy, a little off a little bit. Overall, very dope. Very dope. Very. I really enjoyed this. I do. I love the different sections. I love that there's, like I said, the sloppiness in certain parts where it just kind of feels like, you know, if it's the turntable and it almost feels like it pops in one section and throws the beat off, but then he brings it right back with what he did with the sample. Really, 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 really dope. Bravo, my man. Bravo. Cats are clowning, man. I saw a couple people walk in. Who we got here? Mike Notes. What's up, man? What up, Ra? Ra Supreme. How are you, dude? And J Live, the orchestra. Appreciate you coming through and hanging out with us. If you have not done so already, type !shout into the chat. And you would definitely get your shout out by the end of the show. Because we love to show our people love for coming through and showing us love. Nah, I mean. All right. Talk about showing love. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Promo.
Pausa música. Pausa música.
awesome. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Boy, what is going on? I was trying to come up with something I've never done before, so I got the idea of creating a crazy drum kit using sounds from my surroundings. Shout out to Found Sounds. I installed an app on my iPhone that records audio from the mic to MP3 and went to town all over the house, the patio, and the car. Ended up with more than 40 chops, spent some time layering sounds and adding effects to emulate kicks, snares, and other percussion sounds. For hi-hats, did some beatboxing. Finally added some melodic samples on top for flavor. Had a lot of fun doing this. Hope you like it. Bruh, genius. I've actually had the idea for quite some time of doing a Found Sounds assignment. The only issue is not a lot of people, at least, well, let me say this. This is before that apps were available to do this kind of stuff. Now apps are crazy, you know, and they record really good quality, as you've proven. So we may still do that at some point, but that's definitely an idea that I've had for quite some time. The whole Found Sounds thing, as you see, if you've never done anything like that, can turn out pretty dope. That's for everyone else. As far as promo, you're goddamn genius, bro. If all of this, or the majority of this, is all the Found Sounds, and then what you did as far as going through tweaking, EQing, dynamics, stacking, layer, and all that kind of stuff, that's what we want. That's what we want. Experimentation, getting outside the box, doing something different. That's what it's all about. And, to be very honest, that's how hip-hop began. Tell me I'm lying. This was dope. And of course, we got our triple threat. We got our triple feature, I should say, as usual. Very, very dope promo. My guy, my dog, love you much, man. That's definitely one of my favorites. In the 6 years that I've known you, that's definitely one of my favorites, just based on originality alone. And then the actual execution. Bravo, dog. Thank you for that. Cat's a clown in the night. So I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. You see what happens when you take the restraints off of people? Okay, let me go here real quick. What I mean by that. Somebody that's more athletic than me that does this stuff can correct me if I'm wrong. But in the sense of people that run, athletes, as far as like football players, and I don't know if baseball players, but definitely football players, people that run track, stuff like that. I've heard and seen people running with like weights, either holding weights or running with like weights strapped to them. And they push through and they train with this stuff. When you got the weights off, it's top speed, because now you've built your endurance up of using, you know, whatever tactics you use as far as, you know, practicing before. Now, when it's time to execute, everything's off and you can just fly. That's why I like doing Do What You Like. And we normally do like 3 per year. That's why I like doing Do What You Like. For that reason alone. Of course, everyone else, but that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. Moving right along. Speaking of that's what it's all about, let's go holler at this cat right here, man. We were talking about him the other night, and I'm getting to the point where I really dislike this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the OGs, Ray Jean. Yeah, bruh. Bruh. I've said this multiple times over the years. I am a fool for choirs and chants, and especially hip hop, but music in general, because I've heard it in R&B, I've heard it in pop, I've heard it in all kinds of music. But when it's done right in hip hop, man, and it's been that way for quite some time. So I love when somebody pulls out some really dope choirs. And it's like there's like synth choir stuff, Vox, that sounds okay. It kind of gives you the idea, and it sounds similar to like actual voices. And then there's actual voice like samples or emulation. Really good stuff that sounds incredible. So this track is already going along. And I forgot who said it in the chat. My apologies. But the intro was kind of like, okay, cool. But once it actually kicks in and it begins to evolve, it begins to develop, and it just gets better and better as the track progresses. Stupid. And Ray Jean is really good for that. He is. For coming in where, sometimes he has an intro and then go right to a verse. Or just like in this case, if I remember correctly, it's a nice little intro, and then it builds up a little bit more into the track. Then it gets to the hook or chorus. And this is another one of those great examples of kind of seeing, kind of sitting around wondering what's coming next. And when it hits, it's like, oh, I didn't expect that. Ray Jean, my dude. I still can't stand you. I freaking hate your guts. But props on that, dude. Good God. And again, with what he does to his tracks as far as like build ups and drop offs, peaks and valleys, that's what I really want to say. I love the way he does that in his work. And then to bring the voices in, bravo, dog. Bravo. Man, who we got up here? Student just walked in? Really, dog? Really? You walk in now? Tearing this Ray in the building. Let's keep it moving, man. Let's holler at this cat. Now, and we talked about him bad last week. He was there, but we talked about him. He followed the tradition of, I'm going to go ahead and win this bang show beat battle, and then I'm just going to be ghost. You won't see me for weeks. He kept the tradition going. Ladies and gentlemen, Gemini for Deke.
Oh, baby, if you tell me you want to love me, love me, love me,
This is why I get upset. And I'm saying upset, but I'm just trying to prove a point. That's all. When Gemini, okay, no, even better. Let's go. So, in our hangout last week, Gemini said, "Man, I wish you would give me more critique, Josh. Like, let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know what I need to do." And I simply responded, "You haven't given me anything to critique in the sense of telling you to change something. add something. Don't do this. You really haven't given me anything. I can truly say, and this is year 3 for Gemini with us. I don't think I've ever heard a beat that I've said, yeah, you need to change this, or you need to add this, or maybe do this, with the exception of time. Because I tell the people keep these submissions around, around 2:30 or less. The thing that's constantly annoyed me about Gemini is this dude turns in like 1-minute beats. Like, he will kill it for 64 seconds and it'll fade out. Seriously. So again, Gemini kills it. This is another great example of who this guy is. What he already had before coming to CMA. He's just gotten better. So what do I have to critique? What bad do I have to speak on to help you improve? At least I haven't heard anything. This is my point. This was insane. It started off with the intro, and I got a little worried, but I forgot I'm dealing with one of the vets, the CMA vets. So played the sample out a little bit, and it went for, I don't know, a couple bars, and I was just like, oh man, is this gonna actually, okay, cool, we good. The beat has started, cool. It kicks in, and it's all dirty boom bap drums, nasty swings. Chop game is just, oh my God. Like, Gemini, his chop game is already crazy. For some reason, he was pissed off. Gemini's getting ready to get married. I believe it's this weekend. Props to him. Props to Miss Lena. That's what it is. Dealing with all of the stress of putting that damn wedding together. You're like, no, come on. That's what it was. Aha! I figured it out. This is nasty, Gemini. The only suggestion I have for you is put out a damn project. Let me pay you. Let us pay you. Real talk. My guy. Cats are just coming through and clowning tonight in particular. Good God, man. Appreciate y'all. Real talk. And now, to a man I can't freaking stand. I'm just going to press play, and, that's what's happening. Gamma Ives, closing out episode 215 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. This guy. All I can say is that I listened to the band Genesis and Phil Collins' solo work most of this past week. I must have listened to No Reply at All at least 20 times, just in that kind of headspace right now. Then sat down Friday night to work on WHA 1215, this assignment, and this happened. Although it doesn't sound like yacht rock, the arrangements must have influenced me. Hashtag we are CMA. I hear the whole Genesis inspiration in here. And more of, and I think that might have been Phil by himself, but in the air of the night, the airiness, the atmospheric sounds that are in that track, especially in like the first, third, fourth quarter of the song, however, that's what this reminds me of with the pads and like I said, the atmospheric tone of this pretty much throughout. I love, once again, what this dude does. I do. And I can't stand him because it's like I played, as I normally do, I played one of his latest songs that wasn't an assignment. It's not attached to any other project. Heron's Way. I played that in the pre-show. And it's just like, this is ridiculous. Why is this dude not out here in the world? Why is he not getting checks? That's what really annoys me about Gamma. It's like, oh, why? Why are you still here? Real talk. This was so dope. Again, I love the atmospheric stuff. I love the drums and the tempo and smoothness of this track in general. Now, he spoke on solo stuff. I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, wasn't it a couple of weeks ago this dude he did a sax solo? Now he's back. And he does, I want to say 2 different flutes. In the first half of this song, I think it hits around the 1 minute or so, maybe earlier, maybe slightly later. But that's a really nice traditional flute. Orchestral flute, I'll say that. That sounds really dope. But I want to say in the second half of the song, after the 2 minute mark, it sounds like a pan flute. I could be wrong. It could be just his mixing and EQing. All good. But again, something really dope that he's adding to his music now. He's actually doing solo work. Genius, dog. Genius. Genius. Freaking genius. Gamma, you're a bad dude. And I greatly appreciate you and everybody else. Let's see you, man. Shout out to AS for the intro / outro. If you did not jump on the shout out list, well, we'll see you next week. Shout out to my man Gage Littlefield, DJ D-Man, RTO Beats, Agent Smith 78, No One You Know, Urban Audio Legend, my wife Samaya, love you baby, Silent Money Productions, aka Paul Napier II, DJ Promo, Jelani Beats, QB, aka Quentin Barrett. Good to see you as always, bro. Gamma Pies, I hate you dearly. BS Filter, Netmaker, always good to see you, bro. Silver Spoon, Student, Thelonious Drunk, aka Kane. Greatly appreciate y'all coming through and hanging out with us this week. We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST right here. YouTube.com/Computer Music Academy. And if you would like to be amongst the great talent pool at CMA, come on over to computermusicacademy.com and join us. It is that simple. We're done for the week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya!